earth did a fight for these incredible ideals: liberty, equality, fraternity. How did that spiral into just pure paranoia and bloodshed? To figure that out, we've got to rewind. We have to go back to the world that created this revolution in the first place. All right, Section 1, a kingdom in crisis. We're talking about the old world of France. So let's jump back to the 1770s. Now, if you were looking at France from the outside, you'd think it was the center of the universe, the glittering heart of Western civilization. But underneath all that gold and glitter, the foundations of the kingdom were basically rotting away. And right at the very top of it all, you've got two people who are just dangerously, completely out of touch. First, there's King Louis XVI. He's barely 20 years old, he's super shy, can't make a decision to save his life, and he even prayed, "Protect us, Lord, for we reign too young." I mean, wow. Then you've got his wife, Marie Antoinette, an Austrian princess who's even younger, and she's way more interested in the fantasy world of high fashion and court gossip than, the actual problems of the country. They were basically teenagers playing dress-up as king and queen, while their entire kingdom was falling apart around them. Okay, so the real core problem here was how French society was built. It was split into these three rigid classes. They called them estates. Now, get this. The first two, the clergy and the nobility, made up just 3% of the population. But they owned most of the land, had all the power, and paid practically zero taxes. So who was footing the bill for everything? You guessed it, the other 97%. Everybody else, the third estate. The entire weight of the country was on their shoulders. The system wasn't just unfair, it was completely fundamentally broken. So you really had two totally different countries living side by side. On one hand, you have the Palace of Versailles. Life there was just a non-stop show of insane excess. Marie Antoinette got herself the nickname Madame Deficit because she spent so much on jewels and these crazy towering hairdos. And then, just 12 miles away in Paris, you have a totally different world. The price of bread, and I mean bread was everything to the French diet, was just going through the roof. People weren't just poor, they were literally starving to death. And to top it all off, the crown was flat broke. Decades of this over-the-top spending, plus the huge bill for helping out the Americans in their revolution, had plunged France into a catastrophic amount of debt. We're talking 2 billion livres. To put that in perspective, that's enough money to feed and house 7 million French citizens for an entire year. The kingdom wasn't just in trouble, it was bankrupt. Section 2, the people rise up, the spark of 1789. So by the time we get to 1789, the pressure is just unbearable. You've got years of people going hungry, years of injustice, and now you throw in these electrifying new ideas from the Enlightenment, about individual